Welcome back to Remember This Tech. As you see behind me, the i7-3770 has been rebuilt, AHCI enabled, and we're going to log in, we're going to do some benchmarks, and we're going to test and see if it can still game. I've got a couple new games on here, well, newer, but they're still graphically intensive. We're going to test those out, see how it performs with the original setup that I had with the HD 7950 3 gig card. Let's go, let's test it out. So I picked up these Logitech speakers. I figured, well, I'm going to be testing games, stuff like that. I'm going to need a small speaker setup for my test computers, right? And these weren't that expensive. I think they were like 15 bucks on Amazon. And what I liked about them is primarily is that they have the 3.5 millimeter jack, and they're also powered, and they're not like wireless or anything. And they're a name brand. They're Logitech. Granted, you know, could always buy like a huge, you know, Dolby surround system, but that's not realistic. Not when you're testing and working on this many computers. So, oh, they have a headphone jack here too. Interesting. In case you want a game and you don't have a front audio port or something. And I haven't tested these, but they're the cheapest name brand option I could find. So that's what I got. Yeah, as I thought. So when you're in the game, if you can see here, 17 FPS, GPU spiking 60%, 78%. I'm not moving. CPU is only 20-23%. This game is severely taxing this GPU. So what we'll have to do is back out of here, test this, change the options. I don't want to do that, but let's see what we can do here. It's still choppy, but let's see what it says now. Still 17 FPS. Let's get out of here and let's change the video to quality to high. And let's go back to the resolution of the monitor will support native 1680 by 1050. Okay, now it's gonna set that. All right, go back into the game. Slightly better, I would say, because it's not as laggy, but FPS still at 17. All right, normal quality settings, and let's see what it does now. I see 0 improvement for the GPU. Over in the right-hand corner, we'll see how it does. Still at 17 FPS. It's really bad. 15.
This is a secret base, boy.
You really can't play it that well. GPU is just struggling even at normal settings. So it looks great, but the actual playability is not good. Let's do this overlay and we'll go back into The Witcher and see what the frame rates are running at on that game, shall we? And we have the meter up and running over here. All right, so anyways, 25, 24, 22, running around. So The Witcher Wild Hunt with the new graphics update pack is running at 22 FPS, holding steady. GPU utilization is 100% though, so that's not very good. if you're going to play this game without stuttering, you'd have to turn down the graphics slightly, which we can try right now, and see if that affects the FPS. I want to go to just high. Okay, I'm out of here. So we have upped the FPS to about 23, 28. This 19, still 100% GPU utilization. That's horrible. This game is taxing the video card just as bad as Metro Last Light, if not worse. I'm thinking we're GPU limited here, everyone. Of course, that GPU is 10 years old. Let's see if we can go even farther down. Maybe we can... I mean, part of the reason why you're playing this game is because of the awesome graphics, right? I mean, you don't want to, like, not see the excellent graphics. Go down to normal, and you can't play at high, ultra high, nothing. Yes, you can play this game on normal settings. Does it look nice? Yes, but you're lacking some of the crispness and some of the background rendering for how far you can see in the distance, like colors. Still looks really nice, but probably can play the game, Bioshock 2 Remastered, but oh wait, no, we got like 100 FPS, 90. It's pretty fast. We're not, no lag, nothing. 111. What did I set this at? Options, graphics, max resolution. Well, so what we can tell you right now, right here, right now, is that Bioshock 2 Remastered is not hindered whatsoever by this GPU. Can you play this game? Hell yeah. Can you play Witcher Wild Hunt with the new graphics pack? No. You can, but you have to put it to normal. I pulled the graphics card out of my primary editing machine, and it's not the newest card, but it's a step heads and tails above what that HD 7950 was. Introducing a Gigabyte 1660 GTX. Might be overkill for this project, but I'm just doing this to see, hey, maybe you got this old machine laying around. Maybe you built it out of parts. It's still a quad core with 8 threads. It's pretty powerful. But you just wanted to plop in a new GPU. You wanted to spend 150, 200 bucks. Let's see what this video card can do and if it's a worthwhile upgrade. This machine already has an SSD, decent processor, Windows 10 Pro. Can't hurt to try, right? So let's plop it in and find out. So if you got a new video card, but your monitor's slightly old, at least if you're doing a test bed monitor like I have, it only has VGA and DVI. Herein enters this cable adapter. Has the DVI for your monitor, and it has the HDMI for your video card. Problem solved. Video card is in, monitor adapter is on. We're gonna see if this minor upgrade, just replacing the video card, will allow you to play higher frame rates, resolution. Well, the resolution is going to stay the same, but higher graphics fidelity. Since I'm switching from an ATI Radeon to NVIDIA, don't forget to install your new drivers. So, I'm going to set this up Ultra and see if we can run it and get the eye candy on for Witcher. So we've got the Wild Hunt running, got the FPS 55, 56. It's using 100% of the GPU, but we're on Ultra right now. Less than 50% of the VRAM. So we're gonna get on a horse. And we're gonna see if I can't get it to drop below 35, 30, but it's holding at ultra. So, well, with the 1660 GTX 6 gig card, we're running pretty good. Really smooth ultra settings. So the verdict is in. You can play Witcher with the new high definition pack, and the GPU is like between 30 and 55%, and the frame rates don't dip below 50, so easy, no problem. And then you don't lose your eye candy for the game, which is the point of playing it with this new pack, right? So the other game I had problems with is Metro Last Light. I think we're gonna load that next and see what happens. Set the video options up here to from normal to very high, because I couldn't play it before, and now we're going to try it. Before it was hovering around 17 FPS, smoother, 170 FPS. These idiots keep talking. GPU is not going over 50%, 58 maybe. And so this is on the ultra high settings, the high settings for Metro Last Light. I'd say it's a success. You want to play games, you have this CPU or something equivalent, you can do so. It's going to stress it a little bit, but your FPS are holding really high. Doesn't look like you're going to dip below. This monitor resolution is, if you go higher than that, you can still play. Why? Because the system's decent. It's holding at 168 frames per second. Bigger monitor, yeah, you can game on this card. Definitely worth the upgrade. So we have Bioshock 2 Remastered. We already know, like we said, this monitor is limited, so I'm going to jack it up to 16 times, because we can. And then we're going to turn on everything but vertical sync, and I'm going to apply. We're going to see if it kills us. 100, 120, that. So we're at 100 FPS. GPU is barely stressed at 40%. The CPU is still cranked up. Yeah, that's right, you run. So yeah, you can max this game out with this new 1660 card. No problemo. Highly worth the upgrade. You could play tons of games on this older i7 machine with just 8 gig of RAM. Would I suggest getting double the RAM? Yeah, but is everything playable the way it is with this video card? Yes. So, verdict is in. These 3 games, 100% playable. 100% worth the upgrade. You might be wondering, what am I using to capture FPS, the CPU usage, the GPU usage, RAM usage for the system? Well, there's a few things that you can do. If you hit the Windows key on a Windows system and then the G key, that'll pull up the Windows Xbox program. It's like an overlay, and you can set up what you want to use. You can record games in there as you're playing them, and you can pin your FPS, your GPU usage, all that. up onto the right hand corner, or other places you can drag it to wherever you want. And I also use Fraps. This program wasn't displaying FPS all the time, so Fraps is a free program. You can use it, and I put it in the right hand corner to display the FPS. The Radeon software also has an overlay that you can use within your games. Alt R, I think, and then it pulls it up, and then you can use that within your Radeon graphics software, if you're running a Radeon card, that is. There is many others that you can use, but those are just the few that I used for this system for testing, just in case you wanted to know. One last thing to note, if you're going to upgrade to the 1660 GTX card, that card has an 8-pin PCI Express power input. So make sure your power supply has that on its outputs, or you might have to get an adapter for it to work. The HD 7950 card, Radeon, has two 6-pin PCI power inputs. So make sure your power supply has those inputs as well when you're considering the graphics card that you want to use for your system, whether it's new or an old system. Those are big considerations you have to take into account. Happy gaming!